Hello everyone, I'm Marty Janeski, and along with my good friend Ken Montroy, we are your hosts of the local sports wrap-up here on Wyandotte Cable Channel 15. Today is July 1st, 2020. Before we get started, I have a few quick announcements.
All right.
If you haven't signed up for junior football, Downriver Junior Football League, get your kids signed up. The end of June was the deadline. But you really need to, you could call the Downriver Junior Football because each city has to have, what are they, the Cubs, Bears, you know, like in Lincoln Park, the three divisions, JV,
Yep, for juniors.
varsity, and
Yep.
freshmen. If you don't have all three teams, you can't get in the league.
How many players is that about?
Oh, I don't
33?
know. You only need 11 on each side.
33, right?
Yeah,
Gotta have 33, you guys.
that's right.
We'll divide them up, just show up.
So get your kids signed up for football if you're so inclined. Secondly, there is a tennis tournament going on next week, July 10th, 11th, and 12th. YMCA tournament. You got to get a hold of Jerry Eschek. Here's the number, 734-818-7085. 734-818-7085. Sign up. You'll receive a trophy for winning by July 8th. You have till July 8th to register. YMCA tournament. So give that a whirl. And one last thing, we have yoga outdoors on Wednesdays, 6:30, right outside City Hall here. They're actually doing it right now. And drop in, do yoga on the lawn, and go from there.
Yeah, come down to the studio, watch them work out.
We need a live audience. That's right. That's right. So, Ken, it's been about 2 weeks since we filmed in your garage.
That is correct. That is
How
correct.
you doing?
It looked good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm in here on my scooter, but pretty good. I'm glad we got a guest.
Oh, I forgot.
But what do you think about that COVID? Are you one of those that go out all the time with a mask, or because you're over 60?
I am over 60. Here's my mask. It's a picture of my face.
Wow, that's pretty scary.
I have more than one mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my daughter said that's creepy.
Depending upon the job you're doing, I know.
It is what it is. We
But
have a
so you do it for protection, correct?
Oh, you have to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do, but I'm 61. And Tom, how old are you?
I'm 58, going to be 59 pretty quick.
58, 59. So we're up there. If we caught something,
Yeah,
we would have a problem. And our society does not want to put these on for whatever reason, but they are designed to help the other person, correct?
absolutely. You know, sometimes, even though I'm here for pickleball, sometimes I have to put my pharmacist hat on. And I've been working at Sinai Grace over on the Specially Select Unit over there.
Cool.
And get reminded very often it's COVID's still alive and well.
Just out of curiosity, if somebody's playing you in pickleball, like me, and you're really taking it to me, and I'm coughing, I'm running a fever because it's all hot,
Don't go.
I still go.
If you're feeling
you don't
that
feel
bad, don't
guilty
go.
about making me do
No.
that?
Yeah, I mean, when we go there and play, we have hand sanitizer. We do social distancing. You know, we spray the balls between
Very
the
good.
points. You know, we do our best. If you want to play with a mask, play with a mask. But I will tell you, it's very hot to play with a mask because it's hard enough to breathe if you're moving around a little bit. But,
Sure it is.
But you know, play smart.
Marty,
So-
that brings us up. Your bowling's got to change this year.
We're not sure if there's going to be bowling.
But if it is,
we
it's
had our
changing.
banquet yesterday, and the
Yeah.
future is up in the air. But I will say one thing about COVID. It's scientifically proven, wear your mask, it won't spread. Now, I got in a big argument with fellow business owners about this same thing. Wear a mask, it doesn't spread.
Correct.
It's a fact. You can have your own opinions. This is a good line, but you can't have your own facts. Okay? End of story. Don't wear your mask. Protect society. I mean, that's that simple. We have a special. We never did announce Tom Snyder as our special guest, an ambassador for pickleball, and we are going to talk pickleball now that we're done with COVID. Get a shot of that mask on Ken. That's a great mask there, Ken.
Well, the point I'd like to make is you can still try to be funny. You don't have to look terrible in it. You know,
That's
put a
an
smile on your
improvement
face.
on your end. That's an improvement.
Absolutely. The wife says she's going to make me a few of these.
And Tom's in his third time here, and third time's a charm, Tom. So welcome back.
Yeah.
Let's talk, since we go a little bit longer on COVID, but how's it affected pickleball there, sir?
Well, it has. It's affected a lot. Back when everything started with the COVID back in March, all the gyms closed. A lot of people weren't playing. Governors, USAPA, the Pickleball Association, pretty much told us not to be playing till about the beginning of May or so. People started slowly going back. And as the warm weather hits, more and more people are playing. We know that the UV light does help decrease the amount of spread of the virus, but in the same token, you have to do it intelligently. Spray the balls, keep your distance. We don't high five. We don't, we keep
So
the
the old
distance.
style of companionship whenever you're playing and you get excited because you do things
Right.
and you're competitive, make a nice play. Yeah, Marty.
No, we don't hand bump. We don't
Okay.
do any of this stuff anymore. It's sad, but it is what it is. I mean, I would rather not hand bump and then let my in-laws live than actually hand bump and could possibly do
It's
something
going
to
to be a
somebody
whole
else.
different world when this is over with.
Amen.
So we're just going to make the adjustments as we go. So that was a bygone, but that was pretty cool because Marty, you played ping pong quite a bit. I love playing ping pong.
Oh, I tell you right now, I'll say this out loud.
Oh, no.
Tom's a good player, but I think I could walk out there cold and give me 5 points, and I'll take you on. What are games up to?
Well, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Do you play in the winter?
We do play in the winter. We play
Oh, you want
indoors.
to walk out there cold?
Oh, yeah.
That's true. But yeah,
Never played before. I think I could handle you at 5 points.
Ooh,
You do you?
ow,
I do.
ooh,
well,
ow,
you can think what you want.
That's right.
Ooh, ow.
Well, you think at 5's not enough? I'll take 8.
You'll need
I
at
gotta
least
be-
8.
I'll need 8?
Since we only play to 11, we will need at least 8.
Got to be honest with you. When you think about it, because when you're competitive all along, and then you go into the next phase. Because I played tennis, and it's a shorter version. I would love to have done it.
Now,
Would absolutely
that
love
one
to.
thing, let's discuss that 7-foot line. I have to stay behind it till the ball hits the ground
Or well,
Seven-
or
so,
until you
line.
hit the ball?
so the 7-foot line, which is the no volley zone, or sometimes you hear it as the kitchen, you can go in there as long as the ball bounces. Now, if the ball is in the air and you hit a volley, which is a ball in the
With
air,
the foot in there.
you cannot go in there. If you
Okay.
do that, you automatically lose the
I
point.
step forward and cross that line and smack it.
And I'll say thank you as your opponent because it's my point.
Well, you're going to need a few points given to you.
You'll be
so
going,
that'll be
thank
okay.
you,
So-
and it hurt.
So, Marty, did it hurt when you bumped your head?
I like that. That was a good one. I think 5 aside,
yes, sir.
I'd be very competitive for having never even done it. I think with my wingspan and with my we can't play in the hot though because you'll kill me.
Well, we
But,
could have a little video
We
thing.
can do it right here.
catch you
There's
guys
enough
playing.
room in the studio.
Hey, I'm sure at 3 a.m. the courts are going to be open.
Get a couple cars pull up and we're good to go.
Good to
It's
go.
all right, just like
Absolutely.
Remember the Titans.
That's right. That's right. Just shine the light.
All right, it's a date one of these days.
All right.
Cool. So what else, Tom? So then now with this COVID and how you're handling, you said who brings all that equipment? Who brings the
Well,
sanitary?
we all have equipment. We all have paddles. We all have balls. The responsible ones will bring. I have spray bottles of alcohol. I have 2 of them. Some folks actually use the hand sanitizer, but I like to spray the balls, and then
Gaylord
kind of
Perry.
leave 2 on the side, spray them, let them sit there,
Correct.
play with 2, and then alternate them when we're done with the
Do
game.
guys play with gloves now?
I don't. There is one person that does, and again, I don't.
A golf glove, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Yeah,
batting
but
glove, golf
sometimes
glove.
people wear golf gloves anyways because they feel like the paddle's not going to slip out of their hands. I don't because I
point.
want to feel the paddle, but there are people
Right.
that do.
Gaylord Perry, he's doctoring the
Sounds
the
like
balls
my
up.
dad.
Did you
Want to
see
feel that paddle? Huh?
He's doctoring the balls up. The Gaylord
Oh
Perry.
yeah. Oh yeah. Joe Negro, Phil Negro,
That's right.
Jim and Gaylord Perry. Yeah.
So FOP courts are holding up well.
Yes, there's 2 courts there. They've held up very well. We were talking before the show. There's court another city that hasn't held up quite well. So when Justin and the engineering department designed it, built it, they did a great job of making sure that the court's going to hold up true. So far, it's been doing very well. Very excited to find out that through the TIFA funds, which is part of the Brownfield Authority for the city of Wyandotte, there's plans on building 2 more courts to the south of where those are now. So they'll be between the courts and the softball fields. I believe the attempt is going to have that starting building in the fall, and hopefully it'll have enough time before it turns cold to get those other 2 done. If not, we'll do some begging to make sure the money goes over from this year to next year so they can finish that project.
Yes.
What about Pulaski Park? Any goals to put 1 or 2 next to the tennis courts?
There isn't, because of the TIFA funds they have. The TIFA funds, my understanding, and again, I've just got a little bit of a background, cuts through from about Lincoln, let's see, northeast to like 4th or 5th Street towards the end, kind of on a diagonal. I'm not really sure how that goes. That'd be something for the city officials to do. But because Pulaski isn't part of that, in that zone, there won't be built anything at Pulaski.
Gotcha.
So they want to build it where those funds are there.
Okay, now let's just say I have the funds. I'm the treasurer for the city, and we're going to go with putting up a
Ken's picking
pickleball
up
court.
the tab.
Absolutely. So why would I, not to say that they wouldn't, but the city has their own, they probably outsource it, but they check with somebody as to what to put down on the floor for the court.
Right.
Do you have any specific recommendations that you would offer the city? Because let's say I don't know, so I go to Marty. Marty's the head of my
Building department.
building department.
Right.
He's going to go ahead and roads.
Well, and again, going with the information that I have as an ambassador, I've already made suggestions to a couple of other cities. They've either in the process of or have built them, and then some tweaking needs to be done. But with how Wyandotte did it, they did it according to what the specs that were given to us and how to build one, which is basically there's going to be a base of a rock type base, first layer of asphalt. It's got to cure for 28 days. Second layer of asphalt curing for 28 days. Then after that, putting the coat on there, the coat that you see for the playing surface, as well as putting the nets up. Again, they've done it the right way here, and I'm assuming the next 2 will be done the right way as well. Like I said, I can't give Justin, who's your recreation director here, enough credit for the stuff that he does, making sure I's are
Good
dotted,
job.
T's are crossed, and I'm sure he works closely with the engineering department to make sure all of that happens correctly. But the courts are done the right way, and they're done perfect.
Okay, so you are actually saying that you're going to tell me for the city what it is that you're going to put in there and how deep and
I don't tell
everything.
them, but I also ask to look for the plans before they build it.
My point being that other than that, I would just say, hey, Marty, get out there and lay some asphalt or whatever.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Well, and they have to be, let's be honest, it's going to be 100 this weekend, okay? Beaten in the sun, no trees, and then
yeah, they got to put
in the
they
middle
got to
of
put them where the trees are.
middle of January, or
You're right about
February,
that.
it's
It
going to
is
be
right out
4
there.
degrees below zero, and this stuff's got to expand and contract without busting up.
Right.
You
So
know.
the other part, there's a slight pitch
So
to
there's
it.
no
So there's
Right.
a slight pitch to
So
it,
it
so it
drains.
allows the drainage of the water. One of the worst things you can do for a pickleball court is let water stay on it. But
like a tennis court.
It's, I was gonna say it's the same as tennis courts. I don't want to make it all pickleball specific, but you got to drain the water off, otherwise it will cause damage to that, whether it's
And
buckling or
even
To
the
a
football
groin.
field at Roosevelt peaks in the middle, and
Right.
Right.
right. So again, it's a slight pitch. If I remember right, back in high school, we had a teacher that told us you need at least 1 inch for every 100 feet to make sure that there's a pinch. And the courts are 44 feet, so even a half of an inch of pitch is going to allow for that to roll off.
Mm-hmm.
You experienced guys who use that to his advantage when he's
bet.
playing me. Yeah,
I bet he's setting you up already.
Set me up already.
He already cleared off 2 points out of that.
That's right. That's right. So now I'm down to what, 3? So I only have to win by 1.
That's all.
Gotta win by 2.
Oh, I got to win by 2. I'm in trouble.
Oh, it is 2.
It
Oh,
is,
just
yeah.
like tennis.
Yep, win by 2.
That's right. I forgot about that. So
like it.
I understand now that you were always more or less an ambassador, but now you're certified. Is that correct?
Yep, I'm now a certified instructor. I was certified.
And who certifies you?
That is through the PPR, which is the Professional Pickleball Registry. That's company's an offshoot of the PTR, which is the Professional Tennis Registry. And they decided to partner with pickleball through the USAPA in order
That's clever.
Well, because there's a lot of things that one leads to the other. I don't live in this community. I live in Grosse Ile. So there's going to be some courts that we're going to be using, indoor courts at the tennis center over there, which is now going to be run by our township. And one of the things I'm going to ask of them is there's a program through that area called the Pick 10 program, which is pickleball, tennis, which is pick for pickleball, 10 for tennis, where you start kids off slowly at pickleball, then convert them to tennis. This way, right junior high area, they've got something in their hand, and then they're ready to go, because pickleball is a little softer, but a lighter paddle. You've got them going, you got them experienced as opposed to those bing log paddles, and now they convert it right into tennis.
Sure, they can control them a lot easier.
Yes, so I want to be able to get a program like that going, whether it's Grosse Ile or wherever, and it'd be an opportunity to expand both sports, frankly, because in my opinion, again, understand I'm very biased, is that I think pickleball is going to do nothing but expand. The hope is according to all the powers that be, they want to get this to be an Olympic sport by 2032.
That would be pretty cool. Now, see how much it's going to expand my wallet. How much is that racket there?
So these 3 paddles are from a company in Niles. The company is called Temper Sports.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Right there? Doesn't have a casing on it?
No, I don't need a casing.
That's the paddle right there.
That's it right there.
Well, you got advertising or something.
Well, yeah, so we've got 3 different paddles here for 3 different types of play.
Well, who are you advertising for?
Well, it's called Temper Sports. Diana, as well as
you get a
Doug Clark.
discount for that? They gave that to you for free?
No, well, first of all,
I mean, why are you advertising
This
for?
is
You can hit them with it anytime you want.
this one's a demo paddle, and then I bought 2 paddles, and they gave me 2 demo paddles to try, just to get people to get a feel for what they want to do.
Because he's an ambassador. He gets
Oh, okay.
stuff.
So no, I bought these 2, but this one here is more of a hardcore, and this
Okay.
will allow for more outdoor play. So it gets you through the wind. It bounces off the paddle harder, but it's a little harder to hit the soft shots that you need to do during a doubles match.
So that's recommended for, and I would bet this, because I think we played sometime, somewhere, somehow, I'm not sure. But he's a swatter.
right. And then,
So
again, this
that
will
would
get
be
harder.
good for him, right?
Right.
Because he wants to come to, he ain't hitting no soft one.
This one here.
Soft one come off you.
So this paddle here,
Yep.
this one is kind of in between, where it still has a little bit of pop to it, but also has a little bit of a surface where I can put some spin on it, and also a little softer where I can control a ball.
Like ping pong.
Yes, and then this one with a longer handle allows for more reach. This one can also do 2-handed backhands, and also it allows you for a nice touch up at the net as well.
Short people.
I won't need the extender
Well,
on the end of that.
no, you.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, that's for short people. I think I'd have to take that one.
You underestimate my lack of ability.
Well, that's interesting. So that's the texture of them, and swat them. How hard are they?
Now, I have a question. Are those just the 3 basic styles, or is there from hardest hitter
Oh,
to
yeah.
more spin? Are there 15 in between?
There are
Yeah.
15 in between. There's probably about 45, 47 pickleball companies now that make
Okay.
paddles. Everybody makes it based upon how much money they're going to make.
No different than golf, where when you
Right.
got the different drivers, you don't just have Titleist and Callaway. You have
Yes.
there's a wide variety.
Right.
Of, you know,
There's at,
people trying
there's
to
at
get
least
in.
there's at
Yeah.
least 12 different pickleball makers. There's
Okay.
at least 43 to 45 different paddle makers.
If anybody wants a sponsor on this shirt, they can. Just
But-
letting them know.
But these guys have been really good to me. I mean, that's why I advertise the company on my shirt. But being a certified instructor, I was told I was supposed to be sponsoring a certain brand that the PPR people do. I had a problem with the paddle. I sent it back in. I had no correspondence for 4.5 weeks. And I just thought, this is not the way to do business. Somebody gave me their name. I gave them a call, and I told them I would think about sponsoring them. Let me time to think about it. 2 days later, they sent me 2 paddles for nothing. So
Nice.
just try them and see what you want to
What
do.
was that address?
Yes, sir. How can we help you, sir?
And again, one of the 2 pickleball companies in the state of Michigan,
Nice.
Doug Clark had some experience working with pickleball paddles with another company, and decided he wanted to make his own. So
Are
it's a
those
mom
made
and
in
pop
the
shop.
USA?
Yeah, they're made in Michigan.
Beautiful.
So they're made in
So I'll
Niles.
assume that's Michigan wood, or is that wood?
It's
that
not wood.
made
It's
out
more
of?
of a composite type thing. I don't think there's balsa wood, I think, that are in the handles.
But
'cause you
made in
want it small.
Michigan. That's beautiful. Is it located close to here?
Niles.
Oh, Niles.
Where's
That's
Niles?
just in Michigan.
Niles is,
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
yeah, not
But it
quite
is.
around the corner.
Right.
How about now tournaments? Obviously, COVID's affecting you gathering hundreds of people together to do a tournament. Where are you at with that?
Well, last year we did that Wyandotte tournament. It worked out really well. Right now,
the medals were great.
yes, they were.
Shameless self-promotion.
But this year, they're just now starting to open up some tournaments, but I don't feel comfortable. I'm worried I'm going to put somebody in harm's way. I told Justin, who is our recreation director here in Wyandotte, that I don't feel comfortable running one because it takes about 3 months from the idea to the tournament because there's a lot of organization stuff before.
And we
so we're
will
looking
not know where we're at in 3 months.
and that's, I don't feel comfortable. And again, you can say what you want, but what's it going to be like at the end of September? Are we still going to be able to do this? Is football going to be there so
Correct.
everybody's going to now go to football games? I mean, I
Correct.
don't know the answer to that. What's the weather going to be at the end of September? So it's just, I think it's going to have to be on hold for a while.
But I think that this sport might be kind of handy in this way because you're going to be 6 feet apart. When
Yes.
when you're going to the net to hit the ball, I'm usually backing up.
Right.
So we're not going to be in that close. I think that that kind of game can last. Now, does it matter in the condition? Because I see you put your balls up there on the table.
Right.
Now, is there one for?
There are indoor
Different-
balls. There are
right.
outdoor balls. I bought outdoor balls here. Indoor balls are designed to be a little lighter. The holes are a little bit bigger, so it slows down the ball a little bit. Where the holes here, there are more holes that go through the wind. If you want to hold
Okay.
on to one of those. There are more holes that go through the wind. It's a little heavier than what the indoor balls are. But with these balls being a little heavier, it'll cut through it. But you also have to worry about sun, wind, other conditions. And so that's why they designed
Feel
them that
this.
way.
Throw like a
But
throw.
it works out well. But you were talking about social distancing. A court being 20 foot wide, your half of the court is 10 feet wide, and if you're in the middle of that court, you're 5 feet from either end, right?
Got it
So if
covered.
you and your partner are 5 feet from the ends of your side, you're 10 feet apart.
I think this is a great COVID exercise.
Right.
Absolutely.
I
it
agree.
is.
And again,
But hey, Marty, look at that ball.
This will hurt when I hit you with it.
Oh well, wait a
it
minute. I
does.
think I'm going to crack it.
they do
No,
crack. They
no.
do
Oh,
crack.
you can't.
Do they?
They do crack.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank
like
you.
one of the
He
companies.
saw potential in me.
So one of the companies that used to be the USAPA pickleball
Yeah.
cracks in cold weather. So they had a
see the other
tournament. They have a tournament up in Traverse City in September. Even though it was an indoor tournament up in the inside the tennis center, it was cold at the end of September. They had to change balls in the middle of the tournament because all their balls cracked. So then
Wow.
they went to these just to make sure because these are more
So
durable.
these definitely have.
These are not the official
specs.
ones.
So that
Oh, yes.
these are specs that are. He ain't going to show up with something that's going to hurt my wrist.
Hey, he might, but he can't play with it.
Well, he could if the price was right. But yeah,
Keep it fair.
Wow.
Here. Keep it fair. Keep it fair. But this is my
I am
favorite
so-
kind of ball. We're used to this one.
Yes.
So we delved on it a little bit, but let's expansion. You think getting the youth involved into the game, and I feel the same way about bowling program. I want to get the middle school involved somehow, some way, but getting the youth involved before they play tennis to play pickleball because it's shorter, quicker. What is the expansion you think? Like you say, Olympics in 2032.
That's
That's
their-
12 years
wow,
going.
Yeah,
that's
so
not.
That
That's
gives
not
their
long.
goal.
That gives the 6-year-old right now. He'd be 18. He
Yep.
might be it in 12 years. He
Exactly.
might be it.
Exactly. So what we're doing is we're finding more and more places to play,
You know,
and the
you
more
think about
places
it,
that
you're
we have to
absolutely
play, the more opportunity we have for different people of different ages, sizes, sex, whatever, in order to play. My belief is we start the kids young. They have what's called a Pick 10 program, which is Pick being pickleball, 10 being tennis. You start the kids at the pickleball, move them into tennis when they get to middle school, high school, so then they're ready to go. With that, there's just so many opportunities just because as families, this is a game where all family members can play. Age
Absolutely.
doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
I could go out with my son or daughter, or
Absolutely.
even my wife, and just sit or stand there and hit it back and forth. You don't have to keep score with your family.
Yeah, honey, go
You
get the ball.
I only have to keep
Yeah, honey,
score
go get the
against.
ball.
I only have to keep score against him.
Hey,
I don't have to.
you don't
keep
have
score.
to. I'll keep score.
Okay.
I don't trust you.
I
when
don't
we-
have to add up past 5, apparently.
Yeah,
My score's going to stay the same, apparently.
Yeah. So when we did
You're good with 5.
we did an introduction to one of the other cities downriver, and we brought a family whose grandparents, parents, and grandchildren play. And with that, they showed the people in the city council this is a game for everybody. So that's why they're planning on building 2 more courts as well.
So
Beautiful.
the future of the game you feel is solid.
Yes, extremely solid. Again, it started in the retirement states.
One more before you go on that. Globally,
Yes.
how do you? Is it
So
in
one of the
Europe?
things-
Is it in Italy?
It is. It is. One of the disadvantages we
courts
have
in
here.
Italy?
Yes. So one of the disadvantages that we're going to have for outdoor play is they're playing on clay courts right now,
That'll
but
help
we don't
for the
have that many
Olympics.
clay courts in the U.S. So if they
Wow.
decide the Olympics is going to be on clay courts, it'll be a little bit
Tennis
different.
is all different, yeah.
It is, but
It is when
that's
you
where we're
got
going to
a
have
lot
it.
of clay.
I only know of one clay court downriver. There may be
Mine
more.
has plenty of clay.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're on the courts though.
That's right.
But that's where the game they're expecting it to go. And like I said, their hope is 2032 at the Olympics.
So is this something that's a pipe dream, or is this something that's actually been approached to the Olympic Committee?
It's not
so
about
they're negotiating?
They've made
or
some talks
thinking
and they're
about it?
making some forward type
Just like
thinking,
they-
but it's got to get worldwide before it gets there. So it's been introduced and it's been
Well,
moving
that's why
towards
it's
it.
important that it's in Italy.
Yes, so it has
12
been
years.
introduced in those countries, but I don't know about the rest of the world. I mean, I know it's gotten to Europe because they have European tournaments
Time you
now.
got to get out more.
You know, I do. You know what? Can I borrow a couple of grand? I got to get on a
Can't
plane.
travel anywhere right now. That's the
I don't know.
problem.
I don't
You
think
can't-
Europe wants us right now.
can't.
Right,
in
you
Germany,
can't even
it's in
step foot
Poland.
in Europe right now.
Yeah, they don't want us.
All right, well
it's in
that's
France.
great. You know, I'm glad we could do this. I'm 3 studios over in the next block, but you know, it's all good.
I'm 2
I'm locked
pubs
in a
over.
closet somewhere while these 2 guys are talking away. But it worked out for all of us.
Yeah, he's
Once
looking at his
again,
computer.
Tom, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. This is his 3rd time, and 3rd time's a charm, as we say.
Well, let's see. Did we get it right? He gave us what we were going to work on. How did we do it? Did
Talking
we cover
points,
it?
we're doing
If
all
there's
right.
something we didn't
Perfect.
cover, say it now.
No, I think everything's
So
Good.
when I'm ready, I got to take him on and get 5 aside, and and we're gonna play for his rackets.
You get
That's
5
what we're gonna
and-
play for his rackets.
Oh, which one?
The ones he gets for nothing.
it-
What do you mean?
It won't
I
matter.
assure you, those are the ones
It won't.
we're
It
playing
won't.
for.
Ken, it won't matter.
Oh, cool.
Okay, well, as being said, I'm Marty Janeski, and along with my good friend Ken Montroy and Tom Snyder, local sports wrap up at gmail.com. Email us. You know, if you need any information, I can remember most of this stuff and reply to your email. Local sports wrap up on YouTube. Look us up. Any past show. It's always a pleasure. We'll try to do this next week. Ken, love you dearly. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, Marty. Love you, buddy.
Hi, Mom. And Tom,
Oh, hi,
thanks for
Cookie.
being here.
Thank you.
And everybody, we will see you
Good.
next week.
See you on the court, apparently.
When it cools off a little bit.
What do you think Vegas would make the odds?
I'm probably
It'd be even. If
22
you
to
get 5,
1,
it's
and
gotta be
he's
even
probably
odds.
5 to 2.
Well, that's if you started with no points. Giving you 5.
Oh, it's pretty. That's
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's
that
an
is
even
the
bet.
over under.
That's right. That's an even bet.
5 is the over
5.
under.
No, they got to give you a 1-6.
He'll hit the net on 1. I'm